Hi, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Neville. This is Neville Media Inc. Without any waste of time, let's get to the video. There's this story that I just saw right now, and it's something that happened, I think, yesterday or maybe some other time, but it's a very shocking story. MK Party MP Vusi Shongwe kidnapped and robbed in Tembisa. If you don't know what is sikhuluma ngobani la, uVusi Shongwe is this guy who was engaging with Ket Matlala at the ad hoc committee, the guy who was asking Vusi Matlala, uh, using itotital, for a lack of a better word, using itotital, engaging him, calling him Grotman and whatnot. And yeah, that guy. He'd been kidnapped because the story says he was kidnapped at around 10 p.m. and he was released at around 3 a.m. And yeah, it was a hijacking and kidnapping. That's what happened to him. And getting into the heart of the matter, if I were to ask, since Kale, this Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee, right? What are your questions right now as you watch this thing unfold and going forward? Because for me, the only question is, what the hell is going on? Because Guning, man, Guning, and some of the people who are appearing in that ad hoc committee, Nangale Gumadlanga, it's like they are not giving us the information that should lead this thing forward. And some of them, they are not being truthful and they are lying under oath on purpose and whatnot. And it's embarrassing and it's a disappointment these two for these two commissions and the committee to go forward having a touch of something that has got stains of lies with it. Because right now, we don't even know what the truth is. Because Raul Mokhotsi was there, he lied. And who else? Eman Baningi, man. Shamila Patoy on the Madlanga Commission. And Baningi. And you get to realize what these people are not being honest, are not being truthful. And as this thing happens, one would be tempted to end up doubting the very same person who exposed this entire thing, Unhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Not that I'm saying there's something questionable about him. I'm not. But looking at how things are handled, at how we are moving forward, a lot is coming up, yes, but somewhere, somehow, khona la kulekha khona, khona la sishiyeka khona, khona la sishiyeka khona. And while on the story of this MP who was kidnapped, that gets to show that we are dealing with something major, something bigger than ourselves. Because no one thought something like this would happen, but it did happen. And that shows that we are dealing with a very sensitive matter. We are dealing with a very big issue here. And at some point, kuzodingeka vele ukuthi the security detail around those MPs should be beefed up, and even on the Madlanga Commission, because manje sesibonile ukuthi what can be capable capable from happening while we are moving forward, because there are so many names that are going to come up, there are so many things that are going to happen, and to avoid such things we need a protection for all these people who are appearing on those, not the suspects or the people who are implicated in wrongdoing. I'm talking about the people who engage with them, you know, those who are leading the evidence, those who engage with them, those who cross examine it, and everything. We are going to need security beefed up for those people so that this thing can go ahead iziyofika ekugcineni kungazange kube khona ama-scandals whereby someone gets unalived, because all these things are possible. In this country, anything is possible. We've seen it happen. Look at the case yaka Senzo Meyiwa. There are so many people who were unalived there, you know. So to avoid izinto ezifana nalezi, we need to have security strengthened against the people who appear on those committees. And I don't know what are your thoughts as this thing unfolds and all these names are coming up and everything happens. Because kuningi.
I think that the statement
There's
is
also this
quite
video from
descriptive of
SABC
what the sequence of events were.
that I want
Yes,
you
we
to
can
listen
confirm
to.
that Honorable Shongwe was indeed, hijacked and kidnapped, in effect, from 10 o'clock in the evening until about 3 a.m. His devices were taken from him, and obviously some cash. He was made to obviously pay a substantial amount of cash to these kidnappers, and but he's fine. Obviously, a bit shaken. And the problem that we have is that if these kind of things can happen to members of an ad hoc committee who are parliamentarians. Can you imagine what South Africans are having to deal with on a daily basis? And you must also remember that the work of the ad hoc committee is sensitive in its nature, because you're dealing with hardened criminals, you're dealing with people who have had powers or access to powers and levers of power rather, and people with very high profiles, who've got a lot of money and resources to do whatever it is, and we're obviously not happy with the work that's being done. So we're calling on Parliament, who has been quite lackadaisical in terms of how they've been dealing with this issue, because it's a request that was put forth by the Chief Whip and our acting party leader, and it has really been hanging, for some time. Therefore, further raising the risk of the members who participate in the ad hoc committee. So we're calling on the speaker to look into this issue and act upon it as soon as possible.
Nhlamulo, look, I was going to ask if Mr. Shongwe was safe, but you've just responded to that. But are there currently any leads at this stage? I understand the issue is still under investigation, as you've reported that you did report the matter to the Tembisa police station. Do you even know at this stage if it relates directly to his work within the ad hoc committee?
Well, I guess that's the work of the police. We obviously know some information which we've shared with the police. He's obviously opened up a case and he's shared some information. At this point, we cannot, we don't want to disclose any of what we know, because there's obviously an ongoing investigation. But I'm sure the public will know soon.
Yeah, that's how serious this thing is. And there was also something that I noticed. The public is talking, especially online, on the socials. They were even likening Ket Matlala with Utabo Pesta, saying there's a lot of similarities there. Both guys grew up without their mother and whatnot. And if you look at the nature of the things that they were capable of doing, both Besta and Matlala, you'll realize that these guys are capable of doing something far bigger than what most people could do. And it doesn't take a stupid person to do something like that. I'm not saying that they are smart or whatnot, but at the end of the day, there is not a normal person, an ordinary person who could pull off something of that magnitude of what they have done, because they made something, let me drop this subject before I even glorify the guys. But then also, again, looking at how this ad hoc and the Madlanga are handling all these matters, and as we are moving forward, I'd like to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Are we headed in the right direction? Are we getting the stuff that we're supposed to be getting from the people who are implicated in the wrongdoing, especially those who were exposed by uMkhonto on the 6th of July? Do you think we are headed in the right direction, or for us to realize, to get to the bottom of things. And from me to you, let me sign out. I'll see you on the next one. And I hope I won't take too long as I've done before in the past. But then thank you for being with me up to this far. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.